Good morning students. Today I shall discuss about the remaining portions of Java programming fundamentals. Now look at the question in this slide. It says write a program in Java to demonstrate the declaration and use of variables in Java. So with the help of this following program, I shall demonstrate the declaration and use of variables in Java. The program starts with a class identified by the name example2. This class specified by the name example2 has a body which is represented by the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis. Now inside the body of this class called example2 there is a main method. The main method is represented as public static void main and within bracket the data type string followed by the variable args. Now just as how the class specified by the name example2 has a body, in the same way the main method will also have a body represented by the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis. Now inside the body of this main method there are set of Java statements. So these are the set of Java statements as I have highlighted. Now each of these statements inside the main method shall be executed one by one. Now look at the first statement. It says int a is equal to 21 followed by a semicolon. Here int is the data type, age is the variable name, equal to sign is the assignment operator, and 21 is the value. The value that has been assigned to this variable called age is 21. And since this value is an integer value, that's why the data type that has been declared for this variable age is int. So from this statement, what we did is that we have assigned the value called 21 to this variable called age. So age now holds the value 21. Similar way, see the second statement. It says char gender equal to m. In this statement, the variable called gender has been assigned the value m. Now since m is within quotation, since m is within single quote, it is a character. So the data type of this variable called gender has been declared as char, as char represents character. Now see the next statement. It says float weight equal to 60.5. Now in this statement the value 60.5 has been assigned to the variable called weight. And since 60.5 is a fractional value consisting of a decimal part, that's why this variable weight has to be declared with the float data type, as float is the data type which can accept fractional values such as 60.5. Then come to the next statement. It says boolean is married equal to true. Now in this statement the value true has been assigned to the variable called is married. Now remember that values such as true and false are the boolean values because true represents 1 and false represents 0. Now that the value true has been assigned to the variable is married, so its data type has been declared as boolean. As a result, from these 4 Java statements, I have first assigned the value 21 to age, then m to gender, 60.5 to weight, and true to is married. Then come to these following statements. Each of these statements shall print the text to the standard output. And for printing it to the output device, your statement should start with system.out.println. Here system is the Java library class, out is the object of the Java library class called system, and println is the method called by this object called out to print the text in the standard output device, and the text it's going to print is this one, okay, within the bracket. Now let's see what it's going to print it in the output. If you see here, okay, the first text is I am, which is within double quotes. Now whatever text is within double quote, it shall get printed in the output exactly as it is. So I am is going to be printed exactly as it is in the output, okay, that is shown here in this output section. Next, along with the text called I am adding something to it with the help of this plus operator. What I am adding is the variable called age. Now why I am calling this as a variable? This is because unlike this text which is enclosed within double quote, this is not enclosed within double quote or a single quote. So this is a variable. And in the output section, I am going to display the value contained in this variable called age. Now that the value contained in this variable called age is 21, okay, as declared at the beginning of the main method. So for this variable called age, the value 21 shall get displayed in the output. As a result, in the output you can see I am 21. Now just after displaying the age, I am again adding something to it with the help of this plus operator. Now what I am adding to it is the text called years old. This is because this text is enclosed within double quote and it's going to be displayed exactly as it is in the output. So in the output I can see the message I am 21 years old. Now as soon as this message gets displayed, the statement terminates or ends with a semicolon. So see here, the statement is terminated with the help of this semicolon, and then the control shifts to the next Java statement, which is this one. Again in this statement, the object out of the Java library class system calls the method println to display this text in the standard output device. The first text to be displayed in the output is my gender is, and since this is within double quote, that's going to be displayed exactly as it is in the output, like this, my gender is. Then along with that I am adding something with the help of this plus operator. What I am adding is the variable called gender. Now as the value which is assigned to this variable called gender is m, so gender will hold the value m, and m shall get displayed in the output. So the message in the output shows my gender is m. In the similar way, again this Java statement prints the text my weight is, okay, exactly as it is in the output, because this text is within double quote, and I'm adding to it the value of this variable called weight, which is 60.5. that shows my weight is 60.5. Now just after displaying this part, I am adding something to the variable called weight, which is the text called kilos, and since this is within double quote, it's going to be displayed exactly as it is here. So the message getting displayed in the output is my weight is 60.5 kilos. And similarly, the last statement prints the text and married equal to. Now since this text and married equal to is within double quote, it's going to be displayed exactly as it is in the output, like this, and married equal to. Then with this text I am adding something to it with the help of this plus symbol. What I am adding is the value of the variable contained in is married. Okay, so I shall be adding the value contained in this variable called is married. Now since is married holds the value true, so true shall get displayed in the output. So in the output I can see the message and married equal to true. As a result, on executing this Java program, I shall see this output. Now note one thing, that the class specified by the name example2 is a user defined class because this class has been created by the user. But the class system is not a user defined class because it is a predefined class contained in the Java library. As a result, this class, which is a predefined class, identified by the name system, is not required to be declared at the beginning because this class is already declared inside the Java library class. So since system is a class inside the Java library file package, so we need not declare this system again. But if we look at this class represented by the name example2, this class is not within the Java library class package. As a result, this class has not been declared inside the Java library file package. So we have to declare this class at the very beginning, and we have done this with the help of the class keyword, followed by the name of the class, which is example2. So I hope you understood the difference between this class example2 and this class system. This class example2 is a user defined class, so it's mandatory to declare the user defined class at the very beginning, and we have declared it with the help of the class keyword, like this, followed by the name of the class, which is example2. But this class is a Java library package class, and this class has already been declared inside the Java library file package, so we need not declare it again inside this program. Now let's come to the topic declaring constants in Java. Constant is a symbolic name to a value. The value of constant cannot be changed. In Java, a constant is declared with the help of final keyword. The syntax of declaring a constant is the keyword final followed by the data type and then the constant name, then the assignment operator, which is equal to, and then the value followed by a semicolon. For example, final float pi equal to 3.14. Here final is the final keyword, which is coming out of this syntax. Float is the data type as represented in this syntax. Pi is the constant name, if you follow this syntax. Then after pi there is the assignment operator. This equality symbol is the assignment operator, and the value that gets assigned to this variable, so this value 3.14 gets assigned to this variable called pi. Now we shall not use the term variable to denote pi, we shall use the term constant to denote pi. This is because pi has been preceded by the keyword final, and whenever pi gets preceded by the keyword final, it no longer remains as a variable, then it becomes as a constant, and then the value 3.14 which gets assigned to this constant called pi cannot change throughout the program. And if you try to change the value 3.14 that will be assigned to the constant pi, then the compiler will show an error message. But in this program, if you see, age, gender, weight, is married, they are not constants, they are the variables. This is because they are not preceded by the keyword final. See, in each of these statements, in the statement int age equal to 21, this statement is not preceded with the final keyword. Same is the case with this statement. Okay, it's not preceded with the final keyword. So the variable age, variable gender, weight and is married, since they are not preceded with the final keyword, okay, so they are not treated as constants, they are treated as variable. And if it's a variable, any value which gets assigned to the variable can be changed later on. Now here, since age is a variable, that's why the value 21 which gets assigned to the variable age can be changed later on. The value m can be changed later on for this variable gender. The value 60.5 can be changed later on for this variable weight. Okay, in the same way the value true can become false later on. Okay, in that way it can be changed for this variable called is married. But when we look at this statement, okay, the pi has been preceded by the keyword final, so here the pi becomes a constant, not a variable, and for the values assigned to constants it cannot be changed later on. This value is fixed for the constant called pi. Now consider the question as shown in the slide. It says write a program in Java to calculate the area of a circle. The area of a circle is calculated using the formula area equal to 3.14 multiplied by radius multiplied by radius. Okay, so we shall multiply the radius 2 times. Now see, in computer we denote the symbol asterisk as multiplication. Okay, this asterisk symbol you can find it in the computer keyboard. If you see your computer keyboard, you can easily find this asterisk symbol. So this is treated as a multiplication symbol. Now this program, okay, shall help you calculate the area of a circle. Now for that, let me create a class specified by the class keyword, and let the name of that class be example3, and inside the body of this class, as represented by the opening parenthesis and the closing parenthesis, there is a main method represented as public static void main. Now inside the body of this main method there are a set of Java statements. So these are the Java statements as highlighted. Now see here, the first Java statement declares a constant called pi. Now how do we know that pi here is a constant? This is because pi has been preceded by the final keyword. Okay, when it gets preceded by the final keyword, it no longer remains a variable, so pi becomes a constant here. Now since pi is a constant, so the value 3.14 which will get assigned to this constant pi shall not change throughout the course of this program. So this value remains unchanged for this constant called pi. Then come to the next statement. The value 3.0 has been assigned to the variable called radius. Now I am using the word variable to denote radius. This is because radius here is not preceded by the final keyword. So radius here is a variable, and since the value assigned is 3.0, it's a fractional value consisting of decimal part. So the data type that has been declared for this variable radius is float. Okay, in the similar way the value 3.14 is a fractional value. Okay, so the data type that has been declared for this constant pi is also float. Then come to the third statement. In this statement they have declared a variable called area, okay, whose data type is float. So this variable area can accept fractional values. Then come to the next statement. The next statement shows an expression, okay, where the area has been calculated using the formula 3.14 into radius. Okay, Now the value 3.14, since it has been assigned to the constant called pi, so I am writing pi here multiplied by radius into radius. Okay, so the area will be calculated on the basis of this expression, that is pi into radius, where the value of pi is 3.14. Now when the value of pi is 3.14 and the value of radius is 3, so this gives 3.14 into 3 into 3. Okay, so area is calculated like this, pi into radius, which is 3.14 into 3 into 3. This gives the value to 28.26. So the final value of area is 28.26. So 28.26, okay, gets stored on this variable called area. Now in the last Java statement, it is using the system class of the Java library package, okay, and then it's creating an object called out. Okay, it's invoking this object called out of the Java library class system, and with the help of this object out, it is calling the method println, and after it calls the method println, it displays the text, the area, which is within double quote. So this text gets displayed exactly as it is in the output, that is the area. And then something has been added to it with the help of this plus symbol, that is the text is within inverted quote, okay, or double quote. So again the text is has been added alongside the area, so the message becomes the area is. Now again, using plus operator, the variable area has been added. Now since this is a variable, the value assigned to this variable was 28.26, which has been calculated using the formula pi into radius like this. So in the output, in place of this variable called area, the value which gets assigned to this variable area is being displayed, which is 28.26. So the output shows the message the area is 28.26. So just keep in mind that whenever this pi has been declared with the keyword final, this has become a constant. So the value 3.14 cannot be changed later on once it has been assigned to this constant called pi. But for the radius, okay, this radius is a variable because it's not preceded with the final keyword. So the value 3.0, okay, which was initially assigned to this variable called radius, can also be changed later on, because values assigned to a variable can be changed later on, but the values assigned to constants cannot be changed later on. So with this I end my presentation here.